After we found a second smaller debris field, within that debris field, we found the other end of the pressure hull, the aft end bell, which was basically comprised of the totality of that pressure vessel.
Welcome back to my channel, guys. I hope you guys had a great day. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and leave a like on the video. So we're gonna check out a video about the submersible, or whatever it's called. You guys know though. If you haven't heard about the story, apparently some company ran a trip to the Titanic and it went horribly wrong. So we're gonna check out a video that explains how it happened.
This afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, we got the news everyone was dreading.
In consultation with experts from within the Unified Command, the debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber.
May he rest in peace.
Upon this determination, we immediately notified the families.
That's the man heading the multinational task force that has spent the last 4 days searching round the clock for the 5 people on board the Titan submersible. They've used planes, ships, a submarine, subsea robots, even remote-operated vehicles capable of descending all the way to the ocean floor, to the wreck of the Titanic itself, where the Titan was headed. But after an expensive, exhausting, and hopeful search, it is now believed the Titan was destroyed. Here's how it happened.
Essentially, we found 5 different major pieces of debris that told us that it was the remains of the Titan.
According to the US Coast Guard, an ROV, a remote-operated vehicle, was able to scour the ocean floor near the Titanic wreckage. A few hundred meters away, they found this.
The initial thing we found was the nose cone, which was outside of the pressure hull.
That was clue number 1. Soon after, they found a large debris field where they found other components. They analyzed what they looked like, compared them to the design specs of the Titan submersible, and it seemed like a match.
Shortly thereafter, we found a second smaller debris field. Within that debris field, we found the other end of the pressure hull, the aft end bell, which was basically comprised of the totality of that pressure vessel.
It was
RIP to the families and loved ones, that are suffering these losses of those 5 people. Outside of that, I don't know why they would want to explore a graveyard that's over 100 years old. I don't know why someone would want to do that. And based on some research that I did, the guy that ran the operation was even cutting corners with parts that he used to build a submersible. It's just insane. The whole thing is just crazy to me. It's just a crazy idea. The Titanic sank so many years ago. Leave it where it is. Oh my God, man. Why would you want to?
It was all consistent with the components used to build the Titan. But they also think the debris tells them something about how the Titan went down. Not a slow, steady leak, but rather a violent, sudden change in pressure.
This is an incredibly unforgiving environment down there on the seafloor, and the debris is consistent with a catastrophic implosion of the vessel.
A catastrophic implosion is what can happen when you are subjected to the incredible pressure of being so deep underwater. The Titan wreckage is about 13,000 feet below sea level. When you're that far down, the forces acting on the hull of the ship, many thousands of pounds per square inch, You know, I've heard it compared to having the equivalent of an Empire State Building crushing you from all sides.
We've taken a regular styrofoam coffee cup, and that's then strapped to the outside of the submersible in a net bag. And when we eventually come up topside and recovered, the actual same coffee cup is basically a that size.
Oh my word.
The big question right now is how such a catastrophic implosion could have happened. You know, it was an experimental sub. That was literally written on the death waiver passengers have to sign to be allowed on.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
I'm glad he mentioned that because I was asking myself, well, I was asking the same question. Did they get a waiver to sign before going on that thing? Because there would be a bunch of lawsuits, you know, if something went wrong before all of this happened. That's what I was thinking. Like, did they sign a waiver? What did the waiver say? All of that. So, wow.
On board. And a lot has been
And they
said
still
about the
went.
cavalier attitude that the company's CEO had when it came to safety, innovation, and pushing the envelope with, you know, new materials never before used in a sub of this kind. But we also learned something from this afternoon's news conference that tells us about the timing of the implosion. You know, you'll recall the Titan lost contact with its mothership on the surface partway through its descent. This was on Sunday morning. They should have returned by the afternoon, but didn't. And it was only that evening the Coast Guard was alerted. Then it was roughly another day until a Canadian plane would arrive, dropping sonar buoys into the water. You can think of those like underwater microphones. It gave search teams listening capability. So here's the thing. There's this period between Sunday and Monday where nobody had any clue what was going on down there. And the suggestion seems to be from the Coast Guard, that's when the implosion likely happened.
This was a catastrophic implosion of the vessel, which would have generated a significant broadband sound down there that the sonar buoys would have picked up.
They would have heard.
And another interesting thing is Mr. Beast put out this tweet. I'm not sure when he posted it, but I saw the tweet saying that he received a invitation to go on this submersible and he said no. So I found that very interesting.
Heard the implosion if it had happened while their sonar buoys were deployed, but they heard nothing. I mention this because it tells us something about what the crew's final moments might have been like. You see, the great fear here was that death would have been slow and unbearable. Imagine you're trapped all alone in a 22-foot hunk of carbon fiber. It's cold because sunlight can't penetrate the water. There's limited food, limited water to drink, only a single porthole that you can't even look through without powering the ship's lights because it's pitch black on the other side, and you're running out of oxygen. Perhaps a silver lining in all of this is that in the case of a violent implosion, death would have been instantaneous.
On behalf of the United States Coast Guard and the entire Unified Command, I offer my deepest condolences to the families. I can only imagine what this has been like for them, and I hope that this discovery provides some solace during this difficult time.
On board the Titan, Hamish Harding, a British billionaire explorer, Paul-Henri Nargeolet, a renowned French diver, Shahzada Dawood and his son Suleiman, two members of one of Pakistan's wealthiest families, and Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate Expeditions, the company behind this doomed voyage, finding its final resting place not far from where the Titanic itself sank more than 100 years ago.
That's the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe and leave a like on the video. And we welcome you to our community. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe.